Tonight is Police Academy, and tonight I'm supposed to get tased. Will I do it? Will I not? Stay tuned to find out.
Now I'm gonna the trailer. I'm not gonna hit him as hard as I can, but we teach him, you hit as hard as you can. It's a loaded swing. It's just like swinging a baseball bat. You still turn the hips. You follow through. As soon as you hit, you're coming through. You're just tucking it back under your arm. You're just assessing what's going on. You might have to come back and swing again, okay? So what the strike's gonna look like, if I'm looking at Josh, where do you think I need to hit him when I say meaty portion and I'm standing right in front of him?
In the middle.
No.
Belly.
Dang.
You'd be on administrative leave, I'm telling you.
Where all do you think I can hit him now?
Legs, thighs.
I need to hit him here. Yes, this could be something, but what are these arms doing in a fight? They're flowing around. I'm going to swing and hit an elbow maybe, or hit a shoulder. I'm scared of it because I might swing up and hit him in the very, very good no-no spot, the head or the neck, right? We need to avoid all those areas. So when you have our guys practicing, they're holding the pad up. And I tell our guys, hold the pad where I need to hit you, where I'm training to hit you. So when I need to use my hips and swing it like a baseball bat. It's here, come through. He still wants it. Hit him back. Guess I hurt, right? Cool. And this whole time we're gonna be giving commands like, hey, get away from me, get down. If this dude's acting a fool, I will pull this out on a ball. Obviously, I'm not gonna pull it out when I'm by myself because I'm not gonna have a less lethal gun or a less lethal option, and I'm the only person there. I should probably go straight to being lethal cover until people get there. But our little less lethal shotgun, they shoot these, we call them super socks, but they're basically bean bags. These little, got like number 4 bird shot in it, but that's what we hit people with. The other option, I've actually never tased anybody. I think it'd be cool. Well, no, I've tased citizens who volunteered for it, but actually on the street I've never tased anybody, so knock on wood, I hope I never have to, but I think it's an important tool. Obviously, every officer, when you go to the department, you gotta get tased, and you gotta get sprayed. We got these little green doors on them. These are good out to, they're supposed to be good out to 25 feet. Is that correct? It shoots 2 probes, obviously at an angle. The top one goes straight out, the other one drops at like 12 degrees. It's good out to 25 feet. I don't recommend trying to shoot that because the first probe is probably gonna get them, but that second probe is gonna be hitting a patch of grass or something right under them. Tasers also don't really work that well in like the wintertime when people got 4 layers of clothing on and they got this big Carhartt jacket that it doesn't go through. OC, I have that in my Tahoe. I don't carry it on my belt anymore. I still think that's a good option. That's one of our first tools other than the baton. The only bad thing about OC is whenever you spray that, you're gonna get exposed too. Because it's the first thing anybody starts doing, they start spitting and they'll start wiping their eye and throwing it. Not intentionally get it back on you, maybe, I don't know, but I got a face full of this dude's spit and OC that I just sprayed him with. I've actually never had to spray anybody either, so I guess I'm just so sweet. Nobody wants to fight me, right? I'm the sweetest thing there ever was. I think all the tools we have, there's pros and cons to everything, and I like to stress to people that it's not, don't be so dependent on one tool. Don't sit there and think your taser's gonna work every single time. You need to look at your options, and don't sit there and think that OC is gonna work all the time, because it's not. Of all the people that I've seen spray, there's a handful of them that it didn't do anything to them. They just sprayed it, okay, I mean, what else are you gonna do? Well, that's not how I reacted to it. I've been sprayed 5 times, 3 times in county, twice here now. When you go through the DTI school, they spray you again. They say it's voluntary, but it's not really voluntary when you get the peer pressure.
What's the purpose of it as an officer getting sprayed or tased?
Well, yeah, we're not doing that as a hazing or like an acceptance to a brotherhood thing. We tase our officers and we spray our officers, not to be mean to them, but they need to understand that if somebody gets your OC taken from you, or you get exposed to OC because you decided to spray somebody, we spray them to teach them you can fight through this. Yes, it sucks, but you can make your way through it. And it also helps on court testimony too. whenever you go to court, this defense attorney starts asking you why you tased the dude 3 times, and one of the first questions they ask is, well, have you ever been tased? And you say, well, yes, I have. I know how it feels. And getting tased, it hurts. Major Heron tased me in my back, and
It doesn't hurt.
it doesn't. It's not the fact that I'll tell you right now, yeah, it's a little painful. The only point of the taser is not to hurt you. We call it NMI, which is neural muscular incapacitation. It just locks up the muscle wherever I hit it. If I tase somebody in the back and I get one probe in the middle of their back and I get one probe on their hamstring, it doesn't hurt the whole body. It just locks up that portion. And that's why we teach people. I didn't bring it up earlier. When we tase people, I don't want to sit there and tase you in the chest or in the arm or something. I want the big muscle groups. If you're facing me, and we teach split the belt line. If I'm aiming at Josh, I need to hit him in the stomach, and I need to take out a leg. If I got a 2-inch spread, all that it's going to affect is the 2 inches of muscle in between. It's just going to make him kind of crunch forward, but he still has his legs and his mobility in the fight. We teach hit the large muscle groups, and on the beanbag shotgun, we teach hit the large muscle groups. We're not going to try to go for landed on bone where there's no muscle. We need to hit the meaty portions of people when we're using these tools. And the same thing goes for baton, which I'll pass that around. Which, when you hit somebody with a baton, I'm not going for your elbow, and I'm not going for your shoulder, I'm not going for your hands. I'm not doing anything by hitting you in the bone, other than injuring you. I'm going for your muscles. If I hit you basically across the leg, everybody's done it in high school, that old dead leg. If I hit you across that, it's taking out that muscle. Yeah, I want you to stop, and I can't stress it enough. Elbows, and we do ridge hand. Ridge hand it's funny whenever somebody does it wrong, because they just hyperextend their arm, they start shaking their elbow. You do a ridge hand, you just put a slight bend in your elbow, and you try to hit here, where all this bone is. But I'll show you the palm heel. When I'm up doing a palm heel, my hands are open, I'm hitting here, just 1, 2. And it's not the fist. If I'm sitting there and do this, that's what Josh talked about on injuries. People don't know how to punch. They'll start grabbing their thumbs and start punching like that. What do you think the first thing they're going to do? They're going to break their thumb. Or they sit there and limp wrist it and punch it and
break their wrist.
Yeah, that stuff's awesome. We try to teach everybody palm heels because not everybody's able to punch like this all day. You're going to hurt your knuckles. They come up. That's one of our strikes. The next up is elbows. I was going to let you hit me. Okay.
You had your chance.
Funny story about the elbows is people sit there and tear up their shoulders doing it because they try to go way too far back or they're too far forward and try to throw nothing but their shoulder in it. On the elbow, we say it's elbow, but you need to be hitting with this part right here of your arm. When I come up, a lot of times I like to do it. I'll grab onto them and I'll pull them to me when I'm coming into my strike. So I come up. Switch up. There's the elbows, ridge hands. Like I said, people will lock out their arm and try to swing it like a clothesline. It's the worst thing for your shoulder and your elbow. Put a slide bend in your elbow. Try to step past them. I like ridge hand if Josh is locked up with somebody and they're sitting there dancing. One spot I like to go is right here on the side where I can drop down if they're really not paying attention. Ridge hand like a baton strike, or I come up and check them in the stomach. I think it's glorious.
We got meatloaf come up.
Ridge hand, exactly like it sounds. I'm not shaking. The next thing down. Oh shit, yeah, you're gonna need. I'm sorry. I'll let you do a little legs. Knee strikes. It's exactly like it sounds. You take your knee and you shove it right in their stomach, or come up to the side. Good old dead leg. If you come across the back, you hit them basically the top of their butt, that sciatic nerve. That hurts. I don't like getting hit there. Knee strike though, you lock up on the head.
You gotta have positive contact with somebody. You have to be pulling that person to you, because if not, I mean, he's not going to stand still if he's actively, resistant for me to come in there and knee strike him. So I have to have something. I got to have a hold of his back of his head, shirt, something, an underhook.
Easy, this is new.
Yeah, underhook underneath his arm to draw him to me. So it's almost like I'm going to throw a knee strike at 100 miles an hour, and I want to bring him down to that knee strike. And the reason I want to bring him over is if I allow him to stand straight up, back down, and I throw a knee strike, what's going to end up happening is I'm going to glance it, it's just going to go up his stomach. It'll probably not be all that effective. So if I can hit him in his stomach, this is not a bear gut, this is a fuel tank for an ass whooping right here, okay? It's not a six-pack either, but I want to target areas like that.
He's been paying attention to the pictures I've been sending him.
Yeah, meaty portions of his legs or his solar plex, okay, which is right there, kind of below both of his pectoral muscles and right above his stomach, because I want to knock the air out of him. If I can do that, it knocks him down where he can't fight as well if I can take the air out of him, so to say.
Okay, let's see you do it.
You can do it.
Maxine, don't you be
Maxine, you want to hold the bag?
Don't use the bag, don't use the bag.
Got contact here with him. We try to tell our officers, and I've done this before, where we tell them, like, don't interlace your fingers together, and the reason being is if something happens, they get stuck together, you have a wedding ring on, or whatever it is, you get a wad full of hair back here, then that
Don't
takes
blow
just
what I have left.
I know. That keeps you from releasing that quick, so just hand over hand, you know, or find some way to secure. So I'm here and I've thrown him down, so all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna load my hips, and I'm gonna throw up as fast and as hard as I can. And when I do, like Brady said, I'm telling those commands. I'm saying stop, get down, get back. So we're here, ready?
Yep.
Oh, that hurts.
And I'm switching right to left, one so I don't burn out one side or the other. And I would predominantly probably go left side, and the reason being is my gun is on my right. And that kind of restricts my leg from getting up, you know, higher than.
And again, you got to hit as hard as you can. If he sits there and if you go up against somebody who's trained and knows what they're doing, and you kind of half-step that knee strike, it's an easy hook to a single leg. So when he does it, it looks rough, but that's how we want you to do it. We need you to deliver it as hard as you can, because if you hit me right in the solar plexus, I'm not going to be thinking about grabbing that foot, trapping it, stepping on the other foot, throwing him over. I'm sitting there thinking, I was like, man, I just got the wind knocked out of me. I just had a bunch of food. I guess I do want to go to jail because I'm done fighting.
Imagine like there's a coffee table here, and I'm trying to come up and over that table, because if I just kind of throw in a, you know, halfway kick, it's not, what I'm trying to do is take his knee or his leg completely out of play, and I want to put him down on the ground. If I can do that one time by chopping at a downward angle and driving him to the ground, then once that leg goes out, goes numb or whatever, and he goes to the ground, then I can reassess from there. I can push him, force him to the ground, jump on top of him, and get him in the handcuffing position. But angle kick, we want to have that distance here, so I'm judging my distance based on whatever length your leg is. So say, if you'll step this way just a little bit, that's good. So kind of the same thing, those get down, stop.
I think you're really going to load up for it, okay?
Here, I'll get to kick you back. Hands up, when I see that, that's my opportunity. I'm stepping in and striking.
God, that hurts.
Okay, how many times are you going to kick me though?
So,
You probably had it coming though.
Yeah.
that's like the one thing in 18 years I've always wanted to do. And the one time that I got the opportunity to try was in a foot chase. And I was just on kind of one end of it, and they were chasing the guy right at me. And he kind of had this slow down time. I was kind of standing next to the house. I thought, man, this is my time. I'm going to do it.
This is what we train for.
He's running. He's looking back at the guys. It's been like from me to Laura. And I'm loading up. I step out to load up. He hits the afterburners. And when I kick him, our legs kind of like twist, and we both go. We both hit the ground in this front yard. And I'll never try it again.
So, that stance is off. So, wedge your feet a little bit. Have your hands up, and when you do it, you're not hitting with the top of your hands. I need you to connect down here. Yeah.
Right here.
You're just going to come up, connect, and use your hips. Okay. I'm gonna use your hips. Yeah, patty cake. Stay in sync, okay? When you swing,
patty cake in forever.
when you swing, it's the power is gonna come from your hips. So when you swing, that back foot is gonna be like squashing a bug. Okay? You're gonna get it perfect the first time. Go ahead.
Don't hit as hard as you can the first time. Figure it out a little bit, okay?
Set the time. Use your breathing.
So get your distance. You need to have only about an arm's length from the bag. Because you don't want to be stretching
So
because
that's
you
gonna
lose
be-
all your
Come
power.
up here, like this.
Stretch this arm out, because basically that's gonna be a jab. Once you're at that distance, you know you're gonna be able to connect to that backhand.
Should I go this side or?
Well, with that foot being back, that's gonna be your strong hand, really. Science. Breathe. There you
I
go.
was breathing.
All right, now get that. Hit me harder. Yeah. Feel good?
Yeah.
You all right? There you go.
Yeah.
Lower yourself just a little bit. Just
Like that? Okay.
So when you bring in that strike, you're bringing your hips around, and as you pull forward, and that's when you twist, and you bring that power from your hips into your hand.
I think the whole open palm
Yeah,
thing is
yeah.
what's confusing me.
If
So-
you hit me with that ring, we're gonna have a problem.
Right here is where you do
You can save that for him back there.
here because I don't want my fingers in the way.
Yeah, I don't want to break them.
You can even tighten them up like this instead of an open hand. Tighten in those knuckles like this. So then when you come in, you're low to the, you're low your center. Yeah, so you've got more strength in your hips. Rotate through as you strike. Okay, see how you're off balance?
Mm-hmm.
So bring yourself
Down.
down. Yep. And when you shift, you're rotating your hips.
Hips.
On the hips.
Yep.
All in the hips.
There you go. Shakira said it's so light, right? Check your face. Give me a palm heel. Hit like that. In the back, not his face. Not in the face. You hit me in the face. I'll take you for an extra couple seconds.
Slow the first time.
Go slow to size it up first. There you go. Just turn your hips a little more. Spin your hips. There you go. Spin it. Okay.
That was a pure accident.
There you go. You want to try an elbow now? Yeah, sure. You elbow me, we're gonna have. Yeah, there you go. So separate your feet a little bit. That's a good form right there. On your elbow. You're gonna try to land this right here in the center of the pad, okay?
Right.
And it's not, you're not coming up. Don't try to come down. Just come flat across and hit it just like that, okay?
All right.
That's pretty good. Now get mad. There you go. There you go. Good. You get tired? Because I am.
Yeah.
You do?
Oh, God.
All right, so pop quiz.
Okay, this is
I hit
good.
Kat.
I hope you get.
With the taser.
Oh, my
And
God.
I get her, let's see, right here in the lower back.
Does anything hurt on you? Are you injured anywhere?
No.
You're free for all.
And I get it right mid-back. What all is going to be affected here?
Her back and maybe her lower back.
Yeah. Okay. So, you ready? Mm-hmm. All right, on the count of 3. 1, 2.
Oh!
All right, I'll do that to you guys.
Oh, that was brutal.
Not that bad.
It was bad.
Right lower back. Everything between that, right?
Yeah.
Name the muscles, or I'll give you 5 seconds. You ready? You want to count down? What it feels like, we'll take them off.
I hope he has a key if he's going to handcuff somebody.
We'll call the fire department, get some bulb. You'll do it? Anyways, before we handcuff somebody, we want them under control, right? So if I get Josh in this position, pretty much under control. The only thing now I want to do is handcuff him, right? I don't want to have my handcuffs out and talk to him. Hey, can you turn around for me while I set these up? No. Once I get him here, where do most fights happen?
First contact.
First contact, right? As soon as I come up, you're not cuffing the forearm, you're not cuffing the hand, you're cuffing the wrist. Get right here on the wrist bone. I just drive the single bar down. And once my hand is on this handcuff, it doesn't come off, okay? So this hand does all the work. Pull him here, he's in handcuffs. The only thing we're gonna do now is check for tightness and we'll double lock it. For you guys, I'm just gonna put you in handcuffs and I'll take them right back off. I'm gonna sit here, lean over. Thank you. Pull the handcuff off. Puts his hand on his head for me. Same thing with this other one, or at least, okay? Simple as that. No injury. Sweet. Who wants to come get handcuffed? Straight it up here, okay?
They're like, we thought you would never
How
ask.
about you do this? You really want to get cuffed.
Cat.
Yeah, you'll lean over at the waist. Okay, separate your feet. Turn your toes out. Okay, lean over a little bit more. Look up and to the left. Look up and to the left. Your other left. Your other left. There you go. Lean over twice.
Why did we put them in this position?
It's a good question.
They're gonna have to do a couple steps to telegraph that they're about to do something, right?
We're gonna put them in a disadvantage. Okay? I don't want her being comfortable.
They're the same color.
You know, the handcuff, I want to put them in a disadvantage. Okay, take your right hand and get it off your hip. Raise it up towards me. Your right hand. Just your right one. There you go. Lean over twice.
Well, if it's behind her back, you can take it to her left, I guess.
Reverse handshake. Okay? And I pull the two of them in between and I make them connect. And that there, she's secured. So as Brady said earlier, I'll check for tightness. Double lock them that way that they don't tighten up on her when she goes and sits inside the patrol car. When she sits back and she's fighting, if I don't double lock them, the single bars will continue to constrict and become like tourniquets can be.
Can I
so
sit?
By the way, you have a seatbelt ticket you have to take care of?
Seatbelt ticket. There was a tag, come
All
on.
right, so.
Communication right there. Back out. Freeing the hands, one of my favorite things, we call it the ice cream scoop. I'll drop my elbow to the mat next to his face, and I'll put my left hand where his left shoulder is. And I'll start looking down here and seeing where his hands are, okay? When I get here, I'll come up and grab his thumb, work his hands towards me. I'll grab his fingers and start turning them. And I'll get this hand behind his back, okay? Right this leg up. Same thing on the other side, I can swim through, do the ice cream scoop again. I'm not trying to crank on his neck, get his hand here. This is where it gets kind of awkward. If I'm sitting on his back, I'm gonna grab his hands and pull him up. And his shoulders probably can take it, but if we're in the middle of a fight and this dude's got tight shoulders, I'm sitting there trying to pull this arm up, it's not gonna really work that way. But I can step back for a second, get my fancy cuffs ready. There's other stuff we can do. I'm not gonna do it to them. You can drop your knees on their elbows so they stop, because once you get someone in this position and you ease up on them, first thing you're gonna do is slip their hands back. Oh God, I gotta restart. We can start putting knees on the elbows. I can drop my knees up and scoop his arms up higher. But for this sake, I'm just gonna pull him up, put that hand here, or that handcuff on, shake his hand, and the cuffs are on. When we pick him up though, a lot of guys sit there and think, I'm just gonna grab by his arm and pull up his arm. That is awful. And you did it to my shoulder, you'd get my arms for free. We're gonna stand him up. First thing we're gonna do, if we had to fight this dude, we need to search him, we get him cuffs. I teach him, search him from here. You've already got him on the ground. Got his wallet, thank you. Give me my lunch money. So, I'll lay him back down, I'll search the other side, but from here, we need to stand him up, right? Put a foot in. On the count of 3, I'm gonna push you to that knee. And we want them to go on their knees before we stand up, because a lot of guys will stand the suspect up, and then they'll just start standing up while this dude's already standing up. That's not that smart. So I like to just go ahead and stand up, and plus, he's almost as tall as me because I'm short and he's still tall, so 1, 2, 3. All right, now stand up. If he's cool and the fight's done and he doesn't want it anymore, he doesn't want to do this little dance anymore, I'll take the cuffs off from here. We get him in the jail, he's acting fine. I don't have a round in there. That's a full 5-second ride that somebody gets. If I hold the trigger, it goes for however long I got my fingers on the trigger. So right now I'm at 8 seconds, and it's not going to stop until I let it go. Okay? If I tase and realize I don't want to tase anymore, like on you guys, I pull the trigger, now we're done. I can cut it off there, okay? So, the target, we go for the green areas, but we try to tell people split the waistline because you need to separate the muscles you're hitting, okay? When I come up, it's loaded. All I gotta do is turn it on. My laser might be accurate, but I'll can it a little bit because I want to hit him in the stomach and in the leg. Taser. He's got the full 5 seconds, but there's not a good connection down there because I can't hit it too much. I'm too far back, so I got him in the hip right there. So what you'd have to do for something like this, if I hit him here and I miss this other one, instead of reloading, I can come up and pin it to him, and I'll make a staple effect. Okay. But you can pull the trigger right there. You see that green? It means it's on safe. Now it's on fire. Okay. I want you to take this laser and you're gonna aim it right about there. If you go straight up and down, you're gonna hit it between the legs and get him in the stomach. Can it a little bit right there, you might get him in the leg and the stomach. Okay?
Yeah.
You ready? Okay. Yeah.
When else are you gonna do?
Here you go. So before you pull the trigger, let's get that laser aimed up.
So one of those that has the 2 prongs and the. Good.
Connection, you got him in the chest a little bit, but
Right.
yeah, stopped him. He didn't move. Look at that.
He was just asking for it. Yeah, it was outside.
Hit him.
And then his girlfriend was like, "You're
Just shoot the gun, okay?
Take somebody from back, that's really good.
Yep.
Get a decent spread.
So look where that laser pointed. Not even there. You go.
Ooh.
That's a delayed reaction. That's an old cartridge, so it took a little bit. There's a little bit of a. He's done. He gave up.
Police defensive tactics are a set of techniques and strategies used by law enforcement officers to protect themselves and others while minimizing harm to suspects. These tactics are critical for ensuring safety of officers, suspects, and the public. Here are some key components of police defensive tactics we discussed prior to the hands-on demonstration: communication skills, situational awareness, reading environmental cues, control techniques, non-lethal weapons, and use of force. We were told my police department in the last year has only had to employ use of force in 27 cases out of an approximate 80,000 calls. I thought that was pretty impressive. So I just got home from class, and yes, I did get tased, and I did get to shoot a taser. It was pretty fun. Tonight's class was on defensive tactics, which including force with a taser. Like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends, and come back next week as the subject will be de-escalation. Thanks for watching, take care, and bye for now.